When Anthropic announced the drop of Claude Opus 5, it introduced a mid-tier model designed to compete directly with their own flagship. The core promise is simple: near flagship intelligence for exactly half the price of their top-tier model, Fable 5. On agentic terminal coding, Opus 5 hits a 43% pass rate, beating Fable's 33% for half the cost. And on the ARC AGI 3 benchmark, scores leaped from 1.5% to 30%, a massive shift in reasoning capability. Despite these numbers, early testers are reporting significant friction, finding the actual experience of using the model to be a different story. Feedback from power users points to an erratic personality that frequently wanders off topic or breaks workflows that were stable on Opus 4.8. This creates a dilemma. Saving 50% on API costs is only an advantage if you don't break your entire daily workflow in the process. For agentic builders and heavy cursor users, this model represents a necessary shift in strategy. In a long-horizon autonomous coding loop, the AI writes code, verifies the output against a goal, and iterates without human intervention. Opus 5 is built for these environments, using improved self-verification to generate and refine UI elements until requirements are met. When we plot intelligence against cost per task, Opus 5 settles in the top left quadrant, delivering high intelligence at a notably low price point. This positioning allows developers to run massive, brute force iterations that were previously too expensive to consider for complex projects. The cost-to-performance ratio offered here lowers the economic barrier to running fully autonomous software development loops. However, users looking for a brainstorming partner often find immediate friction. The model's personality is frequently described as verbose, being highly overeager, using complex language, and heading in multiple directions when a concise answer is needed. Simple prompts that worked for Opus 4.8 now often fail. To force Opus 5 to stay on task, you frequently have to provide this type of excessively detailed instruction set. Getting a usable result often requires manually dialing down the thinking level in the API to prevent the model from overcomplicating straightforward tasks. There is also a tendency for the model to stop early, declaring a complex task done before the actual work has been completed. The financial savings on tokens are often offset by the time humans must spend managing and correcting the model's outputs. Outside of the API, the native Claude web interface presents challenges for a general assistant. Anthropic allows you to use your entire budget on Opus 5, but the usage limits still drain at a stressful rate compared to the virtually unlimited experience in ChatGPT. This creates limit anxiety, where the fear of running out of prompts prevents the kind of creative exploration that makes these tools useful. While Claude provides peak intelligence on specific tasks, the frictionless mobile app and voice experience of GPT 5.6 often make it the more practical choice for daily use. A model's reasoning level matters less if the interface and limits create psychological friction every time you try to solve a problem. Given the contrast in how these models behave, relying on a single AI model for every task is no longer the most efficient strategy. For those building autonomous agents or writing heavy code in Cursor, Opus 5 is the recommended choice. You will need to rewrite your prompts to manage the model's quirks, but the reward is using Fable-level intelligence at a significantly lower cost. If your primary need is a daily driver for chatting, brainstorming, and mobile voice interaction, GPT 5.6 remains the gold standard. You trade a few benchmark points for a superior UI and the freedom to experiment without limit anxiety. For high-stakes strategy or complex planning that requires peak reasoning, Fable 5 is still the best option. Its conversational personality is more focused, and its reasoning capabilities are reliable enough to justify the premium price tag. Efficiency today depends on accurately matching the specific flavor of intelligence to the human scenario at hand.